masked operative sprints through a mock building during a live-fire tactical drill. An unseen instructor tracks his every move as gunfire erupts around him. Secret Service Agent Mike Banning finishes the grueling course exhausted. He jokes with his old Army friend Wade Jennings, who now runs this private training facility. Wade insists on training his men as if combat were real, pushing recruits hard at his sprawling compound. It is the only way to survive when the real fight comes. Wade admits his company, Salient Global, is struggling financially since the government cut back private contractor work. He needs new Secret Service contracts just to stay afloat. Mike returns home to his wife Lee and their baby daughter Lynn. He settles into a quiet family life alongside his demanding Secret Service career. President Alan Trumbull holds a press conference and vows to reduce America's reliance on private military contractors. He wants war to be the country's last option, not its first. At a backyard dinner, Wade jokes with Mike and Lee over drinks. Their easy friendship dates back to the years the two men served together. Wade recounts old Army stories about Mike's stubborn loyalty to his squad. Lee laughs as the two friends reminisce about their time overseas. During a presidential fishing trip, Mike coordinates the security detail around the lake. Agents confirm the perimeter is secure as Trumbull settles in to relax. Trumbull tells Mike he is selecting him as the next director of the Secret Service. Mike forces a smile, clearly uneasy about what the promotion would mean. Mike suddenly feels unwell and brushes it off as needing water. He is hiding chronic pain and old concussions from everyone around him. Agents notice strange shapes moving in the sky above the lake. At first, no one is sure if the distant objects are birds or something else. The shapes reveal themselves as a swarm of attack drones descending on the fishing camp. Agents scream a warning as the peaceful scene explodes into chaos. The drones cut down Secret Service agents one after another in the open field. Mike scrambles desperately to shield President Trumbull from the raining gunfire. Mike drags the president into the lake and dives underwater with him. The water becomes their only shield from the drones circling overhead. News networks scramble to report a drone strike near the president's location. Reporters speculate about a possible assassination attempt during the fishing trip. Trumbull and Mike are rushed into St. Matthew's Hospital, both unconscious. Doctors and nurses fight to stabilize the critically wounded president. With Trumbull comatose, Vice President Martin Kirby is sworn in as acting president. He takes control of the government in the middle of the crisis. FBI Special Agent Helen Thompson introduces herself to Mike in his hospital room. She begins questioning him about exactly what happened out on the lake. Thompson tells Mike that President Trumbull remains in a coma. She adds that his entire protection detail was killed in the drone attack. Thompson reveals that the drone's controls were secretly set to auto-deploy during the exact window of the trip. The evidence points directly at Mike. Thompson formally charges Mike with the attempted murder of the president. Armed agents move in and arrest him right there in his hospital bed. News broadcasts brand Mike a traitor as reporters swarm the hospital entrance. Lee is confronted by cameras while trying to shield their daughter from the crowd. While Mike is transporting in custody, hidden hackers remotely kill the power in every vehicle in the conv. The marshals guarding him are suddenly stranded on the roadside. An explosive charge blows open the disabled transport van as armed men storm inside. They snatch Mike from his captors in a coordinated ambush. Mike fights free from his unknown rescuers in the chaos and grabs a weapon. He slips away alone into the night, trusting no one. FBI Director Ramirez examines the wrecked conv at the ambush site. He concludes this was no random escape, but a professional tactical operation. Investigators trace a $10 million payment back to a state-owned bank in Moscow. The money is tied directly to Mike, deepening the case against him. Over a secure line, Wade admits to an unseen handler that Mike's escape threatens their entire plan. He warns that Mike could expose them both. The disguised voice on the call is revealed to be Kirby. He pressures Wade to finish Mike off for good and hope Trumbull never wakes up. Mike calls Lee from a payphone and tells her he loves her. He promises he won't stop until he proves who really carried out the attack. Armed men from a self-styled militia suddenly surround the payphone booth. They cock their weapons and force Mike to hang up mid-sentence. Mike overpowers the militia men, holding him at gunpoint, wrestling a weapon free. He turns the tables on his captors before stealing their truck. Police spot the stolen truck and give chase across the highway. Sirens blare as officers try to box Mike in on the open road. Mike's truck crashes off the road at high speed. He stumbles free from the wreckage and flees on foot into the surrounding woods. As the manhunt intensifies, Wade predicts Mike's face will soon be on every screen in the country. That exposure will cut off any chance of using public transport. Mike makes his way to a remote cabin, only to find his estranged father Clay living there. Clay aims a hunting rifle at him through the trees before recognizing his son. Father and son argue bitterly inside the cabin about the years Clay spent living off-grid. Mike accuses him of abandoning the family long ago. Acting President Kirby publicly blames Russia for the attack on Trumbull. He signs an executive order expanding the use of private military contractors. Wade's hackers dig through Mike's old government search history for clues to his whereabouts. They uncover the hidden identity of his estranged father, Clay Banning. Clay and Mike spot more than a dozen armed mercenaries closing in on the cabin through the trees. They realize they are badly outnumbered. Clay reveals a cache of homemade booby traps rigged through the surrounding woods. The two men begin fighting off the mercenary assault together. One of Clay's hidden trap charges detonates far too close during the fight. The blast throws Mike off his feet and nearly kills him. A radio broadcast falsely announces that Mike acted on behalf of Russia. Clay lashes out, blaming his son's struggles on the war itself. Wade calls Mike directly, mockingly admitting his role in the conspiracy. He warns Mike that he won't stop hunting him down. With the cabin compromised, Clay agrees to help Mike clear his name. He grabs only his old journal before the two head out together. FBI agents Thompson and Ramirez survey the shattered mountainside cabin by helicopter. They begin to suspect Mike may have been framed after all. Thompson theorizes that a private contractor with the right resources and motive could be behind the setup. She names Salient Global as a likely suspect. At the hospital, President Trumbull begins responding to stimulus for the first time. Doctors grow hopeful that he may soon wake from his coma. Mike tells Clay he has to reach President Trumbull directly. Doing so means walking straight into the arms of his own agency. Armed men sent by Wade force their way into Mike's home. They seize a terrified Lee and baby Lynn right in front of her. Clay reveals his true identity to Lee, offering proof that only Mike's real father would know. He tries to earn her fragile trust before it's too late. As Trumbull continues to wake, aides Gentry and Sam subtly steer his suspicion toward Mike. They question his loyalty and his mental state. Wade's men track an inbound helicopter on their monitors as it approaches Salient headquarters. Thompson and Ramirez arrive to question him directly. Thompson confronts Wade at Salient Global's headquarters, pressing him hard. She wants to know exactly when he last had contact with Mike Banning. Mike forces his way into the hospital, demanding to see David Gentry. Armed Secret Service agents move in and arrest him on sight. Trumbull insists Mike be brought before him despite Gentry's objections. Once they speak, Trumbull orders his old friend uncuffed and trusted. Back at the command post, hospital computers begin crashing repeatedly and inexplicably. Wade's hackers are quietly breaching the network from outside. The hackers seize control of the hospital's oxygen and liquid nitrogen systems. Alarms blare as pressure builds toward a catastrophic explosion. Mike scraps the plan to wait for Marine One and orders an immediate evacuation. The president is rushed out through the low-visibility route of the parking garage. Wade realizes the hospital is being evacuated and orders his team to act. He tells them to detonate the rigged tanks before the president can escape. Mike's evacuation conv is ambushed on a side street by Wade's mercenaries. They jam the team's communications and open fire from every direction. The hospital erupts in a massive explosion behind them. Mike's conv narrowly speeds clear of the collapsing building just in time. Mike leads Trumbull and Gentry on foot through the city streets. They duck through an empty office building to escape the pursuing gunmen. Mike barricades Trumbull inside a corner office with whatever cover they can find. The small team braces to hold the position under heavy fire. Wade's mercenaries storm the building floor by floor, hunting for the president. A brutal firefight erupts between them and the remaining Secret Service agents. Agents fall one by one as Wade's men push deeper into the building. The mercenaries close in on the barricaded office, holding the president. Wade's team breaches the corner office only to find it empty. They realize too late that Mike hid the president somewhere else entirely. SWAT and FBI tactical teams storm the building as police surround the block. The net finally closes on Wade's remaining mercenaries. Wade tracks Mike to the rooftop, confronting him face to face for a final reckoning. Police sirens close in from the streets far below. Mike and Wade collide in a brutal hand-to-hand struggle on the roof. Mike finally overpowers his former friend, ending the threat for good. News reports confirm all charges against Mike have been dropped. A reinstated President Trumbull addresses world leaders at the G20 summit soon after. Trumbull confronts Kirby directly about the conspiracy behind the attack. He reveals that Wade kept detailed files documenting their dealings together as insurance. FBI agents publicly escort a disgraced Kirby out of the White House. Reporters shout questions at him as the unfolding scandal makes headlines. Months later, Mike, Lee, Clay and baby Lynn share a warm family breakfast together. It is a peace none of them had just a few months earlier. Clay tells the family he plans to travel in an RV instead of returning to isolation. Lee insists he stay close to the house rather than park out front. Mike privately admits to Trumbull that he hid his concussions and pill dependency before the attack. He offers his resignation as director on the spot. Trumbull refuses the resignation, telling Mike that facing hardship together is what matters most. He still wants Mike as director, if Mike wants it too. Mike agrees to move forward with no more secrets between them. He shakes Trumbull's hand, finally accepting the position he once feared to want. In a lighter final moment, Clay convinces Mike to join him in a flotation therapy tank. Mike immediately panics and demands to be let out.